The plasma restraints hummed against Liana's wrists as she stood before the Galactic Tribunal's enforcement chamber. Behind the reinforced viewing glass, her 12-year-old sister Maya sat strapped to the neural dissociation chair, tears streaming down her face. "The sentence is clear," Ambassador Kreeth of the Valorian Collective announced, his crystalline voice reverberating through the chamber. "The human child violated Protocol 7 of the Interspecies Preservation Act. She touched a Valorian sacred artifact. The penalty is consciousness extraction and neural reconditioning." "She's a child," Liana said, her voice steady despite the rage burning in her chest. "She didn't know what it was. Your artifact was displayed in an open museum on Earth with no warning labels in any human language." "Ignorance is not clemency," Kreeth replied. "The Collective's laws supersede." "Then your laws are broken." The chamber fell silent. 300 species represented in the tribunal had never heard a human speak with such defiance. Humans were newcomers to the galactic stage, barely a century into first contact, still considered primitive by most standards. "You dare challenge the Collective?" Kreeth's bioluminescent patterns flared crimson. "I dare state a fact," Liana said. "Your laws demand understanding of cultural context. Maya had no access to that context. You're executing a child for your failure to communicate, not her failure to comply. That violates Article 12 of your own charter." The tribunal's AI arbiter processed her words. A holographic display materialized, scrolling through legal precedents at incomprehensible speed. After 17 seconds, it chimed. "Legal challenge acknowledged. Case precedent supports defendant's interpretation. Execution stayed pending judicial review. Estimated review period, 6 to 8 standard months." Kreeth's entire body shifted to deep purple. "This is unprecedented. Humans do not—" "Humans do," Liana interrupted. "We read, we learn, we fight for our own." The restraints released. Liana rushed to Maya, pulling her from the chair and holding her tight. "You're okay. I've got you." That night, back in their quarters on Station Kepler 442, Liana couldn't sleep. She'd made powerful enemies. The Valorian Collective controlled 70% of the galaxy's quantum communication networks. They didn't forgive challenges to their authority. At 0237 hours, something knocked on her door. Not the chime of the station's entry system, an actual knock, rhythmic. Purposeful. 3 beats, pause, 2 beats. Liana grabbed the plasma cutter from her engineering toolkit and approached the door. The station's security sensors showed nothing in the corridor. But the knock came again. She opened the door. The creature standing there defied classification. Roughly humanoid, but its skin shifted between states of matter. Solid one moment, gaseous the next. 4 eyes arranged asymmetrically on its face. No mouth visible. "Liana Chen," it said, the voice emanating from somewhere inside its body. "I am Vexcar. I have been contracted to terminate you and your sibling." Liana raised the plasma cutter. "Then you've made a mistake announcing yourself." "No." The creature's form solidified slightly. "I am what your species would call an assassin, but I operate under the Code of Shadows, which demands honesty in the final moments. You deserve to know why you die. The Valorians hired you. Indirectly. They contracted the Obsidian Syndicate. I was selected because I have never failed a mission in 473 assignments across 112 worlds." "Perfect record about to be broken," Liana said, though her hand trembled. Vexcar's form rippled. "I have been observing you for 6 hours. I watched the tribunal footage. I studied Earth's history. I researched your species. And? You are the first human I have ever been contracted to eliminate. I was curious about your kind, so I investigated thoroughly, as I always do." The creature's eyes all focused on her. "Your species is extraordinary. In 100 years of galactic contact, you have absorbed more knowledge, adapted faster, and demonstrated more courage than civilizations that have existed for millennia. That's a nice eulogy, Liana said bitterly. It is not an eulogy. It is an explanation. Vexcar reached into what passed for its torso and withdrew a small quantum drive. This contains evidence of the Valorian Collective's systematic abuse of Protocol 7. They use it to eliminate political opponents and inconvenient witnesses by manipulating situations where cultural violations occur. Your sister is victim number 247. Liana lowered the plasma cutter slightly. Why are you telling me this? Because the Code of Shadows also contains a clause that supersedes all contracts. If an assassin discovers their target is objectively innocent and their elimination serves only injustice, the assassin may invoke moral override. I cannot kill you. I will not kill you. They'll send someone else. Undoubtedly. But you now have proof of Valorian corruption, and I have something else for you. Vexcar produced a second device, this one pulsing with strange energy. This is a Nexus key. It grants access to the Shadow Archives, a repository of information every civilization tries to hide. With it, you can expose not just the Valorians, but every corrupt entity in the tribunal. Liana took both devices carefully. Why help us? What do you gain? The creature's form began to fade, shifting toward invisibility. I have been killing for 300 years. I am tired of being a weapon for the powerful against the weak. Perhaps it is time to be something else. What will you do? The Obsidian Syndicate will hunt me for breach of contract. I will disappear. But before I do, I will seed this information across the galaxy. By morning, the tribunal will have far larger problems than one human child touching an artifact. Thank you, Liana whispered. Do not thank me. Survive. Protect your sister, and show the galaxy what humans can accomplish when they refuse to surrender. Vexcar's voice became distant, ethereal. You stopped an execution today with nothing but knowledge and courage. Imagine what your species will accomplish with both. The creature vanished completely. Liana stood in the doorway, holding the devices that would change everything. In the bedroom, Maya slept peacefully, unaware that the galaxy would wake to revolution. Humans had been underestimated for too long. That was about to change. The end.